Hey guys, it's Mr. Archer. Today I'm going to be reading to you a creepy story, so do get comfortable, as I have. This story is called What Lives in the Woods by Lindsay Curry, and it's about a teenage girl who went with her family on a summer vacation into the woods and stumbled across a house, a woodland mansion, and that's what understood for the summer. But not everything is as it seems. Supposedly, there's a creature that lurks in the woods, snatching all of the campgoers. But that's just a theory, or at least an urban legend. It's not so much an urban legend as what goes on inside the house. Let's get started. That's odd. I'll be right back. That was really weird. Something must be wrong with the lights. Thankfully, I was able to find these candles lying around. Anyway, where were we? Alright. Now keep in mind, this is only an excerpt from what we're about to get into. If you guys want to read the rest of it, do it at your own peril. I'm savoring the feeling of warm, dry sweatpants and a pair of fluffy socks on my favorite days. Did your mom tell you? It's a text from Will. I smile and text him back. Not yet, but she's mad. It takes forever for my text to go through this time. Then I wait for what feels like an eternity for Will to respond. Finally, the little box pulls on my screen, telling me he's texting back. Hope it wasn't my fault. No, I respond. Totally mine. Don't worry about it. I don't want Will to feel bad about what happened today. I mean it when I say it wasn't his fault. I was concentrating and lost track of time. Mom and Dad have always said that when I get focused on something, the rest of the world just fades away. Like reading a good book. It's impossible to stop, so sometimes I'll just read straight through dinner or late in the night. I can't help it. You visit Mara? I think on this. Unsure how to answer him. I'd like to hang out, but the problem is I really need to get some research done. I want to find out more about the shadow people and also see if there are any doors here in Woodmore that the skeleton key will open. I also want to take another shot at finding the plot. An idea hatches into my brain. If I could convince Will to come here again, he could research with me. He seems like the kind of guy who might be good at that sort of thing. Plus, this could be his chance to figure out what Craig really saw that day in the ballroom. I have to do some research. Want to come here and help? Little blocks pulse and stop, and I just stop. Ugh. I never should have asked him. Will made it pretty clear that he hated this place since the start experience with his brother. Of course he doesn't want to come back here. I'm fine finally begins again. Okay. Really? Will responds. Yeah, but no ballroom. Deal, I respond. Then set my phone down. I'll figure out. I'll figure out when we're meeting tomorrow. Right now, I want to get back downstairs with the rest of my family During the winter up here isn't fun. The rain is lashing out at the windows, even harder than before, and each flash of lightning sends a different, gnarled shape across my floor. I look bitterly at the mannequin, then display item. I figured to show off that ball gown without being creepy. I should have just put it on a hanger. My eyes traveled out the length of it. The ball gown is so long, it pulls onto the floor. If it is entered, if it is entered to the ground, I can't see what they used. Doesn't matter, I guess. Dad said we're not allowed to move it. I'll just have to do the next best thing. Snatching at the blanket I used to cover it before, I get close enough to toss it over the head again. I keep several feet between my body and the mannequin as I fling the blanket up and over. It drapes across half of the figure, but the entire left side is still showing. Not good enough. I take another tiny step closer to try to rearrange it. With just a few tugs to the left, it should cover the whole thing, and I won't have to look at it anymore. Instead, I'll have a ghostly blanket covered blob in the corner of my room. Blah. I've almost got the mannequin completely covered when a sharp crack pierces the silence. More thunder. My windows rattle as the lights flicker. Once, twice, 3 times. Then, they go out. I'm frozen in place, too afraid to move. A scream echoes from downstairs. Mom! What's happening down there? I stumble in the direction I think the door is. I stop when I crash into the bathroom sink. Run away. Stiffly aside, I turn around and feel my way back out into the bedroom. Another bolt of lightning breaks through the darkened sky. It brightens my room long enough for me to see the bed and my phone. If I can just make it over there, I can use the flashlight on it and get out of here. A series of thuds in the corner of my room make my heart speed up. I whirl in the direction. There's a scuffling sound now, like something's moving. My imagination runs wild with the thoughts of a mannequin crawling across my floor. It's so dark that it could be right in front of me for all I know. Breaking into a sprint, I launch myself onto the bed and frantically feel around for my phone. I need a flashlight. Now. My hands are shaking so hard I can barely hold onto my phone once I find it. I slip down onto the screen and turn the flashlight on, swinging it from side to side. I look at my room. At first it's normal. Then a squeak of something tells me it's most definitely not. A shadow. It hovers from the blanket-covered mannequin, then slithers past the fireplace and into the sunroom in a wisp of bluish black. Its edges ripple around and curl like smoke dripping off a campfire. But with each flutter, my room feels colder. When the shadow reaches the window, it just vanishes. The lights hum loudly for a moment, then flip back on. I'm in the center of my bed, shaking and crying, and completely lost. My room is so cold that each breath I release sends out a puff of light. They're real. The shadow people are real, and they're here. Mom! I scream, racing out of my room and down the hall on wobbly legs. I take the stairs 2 at a time, hoping I can get down to the bottom safely before the lights cut out again. The wind slams into the wood more over and over, howling and thrashing at the windows like an angry monster. I can't stop looking behind me, terrified that at any moment the shadow will appear on my heels. Sweat drips down my forehead. I had almost convinced myself I dreamed the things that happened in my room last night. Not anymore. That shadow is real. Some of the rumors about this horrible house. Sliding into the kitchen, I stood to a stop by the refrigerator. Mom immediately holds up both hands, palms facing me. Don't come any closer, Jim. I look at her confused. What? Why? Dad rises from behind the counter. Still a handful of something clear and jagged. Light bulb exposed. Two actually. There's glass everywhere, so stay back. I don't want to have to drive to the emergency room tonight. One shelf is a few feet to grab a broom and a dustpan. How did this even happen? Dad drops the glass fragments into the trash bag and says, I'm not sure. The electric isn't that old in this house. They redid it with the first set of renovations. Light bulbs shouldn't be exploding like that. I bite my tongue to keep from saying what I want to. But the light bulbs exploding has nothing to do with the electricity, and everything to do with the evil in this house, the shadow people. I blinked back the tears I can feel building. Oh honey, it's okay. Mom carefully sidesteps the glass and draws closer to me. She wraps her arms around my shoulders and squeezes. It's just a summer storm, and some bad life. It's not, I sniffled, and clapped my mouth shut. I really want to blurt out everything to Mom and Dad right now. Tell them about the whispers, the lights, the mannequins, and the shadows. But that would be a bad idea. I'm the one who didn't want to come here. I'm the one who made a big fuss about it and tried to convince them to stay in Chicago. I can't be the witness in this mystery. It's a bit fishy, convenient, made up. No, Mom and Dad can't hear about the bad things at Livermore Manor from me. Not if I want them to believe it. They need to hear it from somebody who will tell the truth because they don't have any reason to lie. They need to hear it from Craig. If I can get Craig to talk about what he saw all those years ago, then prove I've had some experience, they'll let us go home for sure. I swipe the tears running down my face and look around the room, noticing my brother isn't here. Where's Liam? In his room sleeping, maybe? At 5:30? No way. Liam is what my parents call a night owl. He likes to stay up late. There's zero chance he's asleep right now. I jogged to the kitchen. I jogged out of the kitchen and head toward the stairwell. In my mind, I can imagine Leo back against the wall of his room. His eyes are wide, his mouth open in the same silent stare as Craig. I take a steady breath at the bottom of the steps and tell myself that now is not the time to be a chicken. I need to make sure Leo is okay. He'd do the same for me. Leo, I call out as I reach the landing with the little wooden bench. The giant window above me reveals rivers of rain and deep black clouds. Are you up here? No response other than the persistent tick, tick, ticking of the clock. I creep up the last few steps, my legs quaking so hard it's difficult to stay balanced. The lights flicker once more, making me hesitate. I don't want to get trapped in the dark again. But if Leo, he could be in trouble. I'm not sure what the shadow people are capable of, but they aren't trying to be any friends so far. That's for sure. Leo's door is shut. I think I can hear music coming from inside, but it's so hard to tell with the thunder constantly rumbling. I don't bother knocking. I turn the handle, get my keys together, and walk in. That's all I have time for now. If you guys want to keep going, like I said, do it at your own peril.